Now we are on to part three. This will be the second story featuring Drake, Rye, Gino, Rosemary, and Jorge. Let's get out of this image here. And we'll go on to part two, I guess. If I can find it. Hold on, let me see if I can actually find it. It's one thing to want to see it, and then it's another thing to find it. Okay. So this is a science fiction one. I decided to go ahead and just go nuts with this. Drake is talking to Gino. Now this is the Outcasts home. It has the symbols of the Outcasts on the wallpaper and stuff. I wanted to make it catchy. It doesn't really catch on. So Drake notices that Gino isn't reacting. He isn't acting like his normal self. Rye tries to coax Gino with pornos. Something's not exactly right. So everyone's gathered around some sort of family meeting. This is when Claudia Schiffer was still something to look at, right? Which I'm sure she still is, but who hasn't seen her? I don't think anybody under the age of 30 knows who that is. I don't think they know who Claudia Schiffer is, but whatever. So the Gino machine talks about her, and then the head bounces up and down and explodes. So it's not Gino, it's some kind of robot. This is the first appearance of Zetrobot, something that you will see later on in my other stories and in Grim Planet and Grey Patriarchy. So they figured out that this is not Gino, but a robot, but where did it come from? Rye makes some sort of confession. So Rye saw Gino outside smoking weed. And then he was teleported up into the sky and he disappeared. And he didn't say anything to anybody. So it's Drake's okay, let's go get the real Gino back. But it's wait a minute, Gino just got pulled up into a spaceship somewhere. So where's the damn spaceship and why didn't the kids say anything? So Rye's got Albert Einstein, and right there is the formula for Newton. Gravitational mass 1 times gravitational mass 2 is inversely proportional to distance squared. I remember this in an astronomy class. For whatever reason, it just caught on to me. I don't know what to use that for, but it's a good equation for physics, engineering, math. So Rye built some rocket packs. Now Rye, is a genius. He's a Japanese kid, about 8 or 9 years old. He can build anything. He builds these rocket packs. So they go up into the sky. There's a spaceship. There's a spaceship about 1,000 feet into the sky. No one else can see the spaceship, but they can see it. Jorge's too big, too fat. The rocket pack can't handle him for some strange reason. Drake's gonna go back for him. Jorge's gonna fall. I'm gonna make a big impression all over East LA. And then there's a light, and it's the same light that pulled up Gino, and it pulls him up into the spaceship. Now, keep in mind, in my mind, when I was doing this comic strip, the Zetro spaceship, Zetro the alien, his spaceship was about 1,000 feet up in the sky. You could fucking see it. I mean, nobody could not see it, but it was there. So they're in this dark room with a green spotlight on them. They look around. They see Zetrobots. And so we now see the Zetrobots in full form. Drake, Ryan, Rosemary confused. Their hands pop out and there's little guns. So, yeah, Rose is swearing. Rye's what the fuck is going on? At the time, I called him George and not Jorge, but I changed things around. So Rye was Ray and Jorge was George. Drake, Rosemary, and Gina were about the same spelling. I never called her Rosemary. Didn't need to. So Jorge, or George, starts punching out the robots, kicking them around, landing on top of them, jump like a belly flop. That was that. Makes an earthquake sound, And we get to this point where Jorge just smashes up the robots. Drake complains. Rosemary's shooting at them. This is based on Alien or Aliens, where I forget, one of the Marines under Ripley starts swearing, say, you want some of this too? Fuck you. And she starts shooting at the robot aliens. Here comes a giant claw from the sky, from the ceiling, and reaches up to get her. So she's kidnapped. She's captured. Drake and Rye look at the Zetro-Bots closing in on them. And at this point, he tells them, hey, when was the last time you had incredible sex? I think when you talk to them about emotions, that's their weakness. It was stupid. Sexual intercourse, emotions, error, and they explode. So whenever you talk to the robots about sexual feelings, they explode into pieces. I'm not sure why that is, but it's not anymore. A hairball. Oh, Gino coughs up hairballs. That was a thing that Gino used to do. Questions involving human emotion to cause it to self-destruct. Yeah. Now, it looks like Gino might be dead, but no, he's unconscious. So, Rye, Gino, Drake, I didn't draw these characters very well back then, but now they're going to encounter Zetro or Gamma Droid Prime. It looks like the other robots, but has 4 legs and boosters. And it lands down in front of them. And, it announces himself or itself. It was a scientist. This brain used to belong to a scientist, and he was suffering from a plague that failed my people, so I transferred it. I think that's going to be the same case for the newer characters that I created. King Zetro was a despot who wanted to become a great governor of its people, and it lost an election, so it was a sore loser and unleashed a virus that killed a lot of its people. And it came to Earth as a robot because its own body was dying. So a lot of this is still the same. Logical robots, incapable of unhappy feelings or human emotions. It hurts them. Drake asked a question. Yeah, I'm not sure what he was saying, but we got Gamma Droid Prime or King Zetro, and we got Rosemary. Now there's Rosemary there, and he's not scared of her. So we got Jorge, and Jorge was looking for the vending machine. Yeah. So Rye's going to ask it a question, and he used his mini computer to give Rosemary superpowers. So Rosemary has this energy surrounding her. There she is. She breaks off her shackles, and she starts punching Zetro in the face or in the stomach. Now this is sort of a very choppy, crude version of what I was doing with my Great Patriarchy story. Rosemary in that story defeats King Zetro, but she also dies, and it's to save the children. So she loses her powers. They have to get off the ship before it explodes. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think there was Rye caused a self-destruction sequence. And there's the ship exploding. Robots are so fucking cool. So that's it for this story. Tomorrow I'll go over 2 of the last stories for 2001. And then maybe Monday I'll cover 2002 because I have so much in 2002. At some point I stopped doing comic strips and stories, and I started doing I just started focusing on designs and fan fiction until I get to 2016. So enjoy all this for right now. This is Maestro Drake. Be kind, be cruel, but be yourselves.